Hello my people, it's your girl B. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, babies. Today I am back with a very informative videos. You know, your girl likes to just sprinkle in some educational and helpful stuff, and this day is the day, baby. So if you haven't come across my channel, my name is Bongiwe Mkhize and I am a South African living abroad. I work as a teacher. So this is one of those videos where I'm going to be giving you tips on how to get a job abroad, specifically Vietnam. So please tune in, click the subscribe button if you haven't, and if you think this will be informative or helpful to somebody else, please share this video. Okay, let's get started. I know you guys have been DMing me saying, B, like, can we get some information on how to get a job in Vietnam, how to come there? And yeah, guys, I am here to spill all the tea. I'm here to answer your questions, and I'm sorry that this took so long. It's because I wanted to, like, you know, stay in Vietnam, get a feel of Vietnam before I come in front of you guys and tell you guys about it. So since that is concluded, I am here to give all the deets. And if I forget anything, guys, please drop a comment down below and tell me or ask me anything you want to know. Okay, I'll be happy to answer. Now, let's get on top of it. How to get a job in Vietnam. The sites, okay? The first site I will recommend, guys, is Facebook. I know it's underrated, but Facebook, guys, has a lot of companies, okay? And most of the companies advertise on Facebook. So if you go on Facebook and type on, like, you know, Vietnam teaching jobs, a lot of jobs will come up, and you can also join like teaching groups of teachers that can help you get a job in Vietnam. So don't sleep on Facebook. It's very underrated, guys. I, for one, also am not a big fan of Facebook, but guys, like, it's one of the most powerful tools to get jobs abroad. So download Facebook and try your luck there. The second site will be Vietnam Job Fair. Now, there is a Vietnam Job Fair that happens yearly, and I will leave the link in the description. Now, in this job fair, there are a lot of companies that are advertising themselves, which supply education, right? And which are looking for like teachers. So they usually do lives over there. They tell you what they require, what they are about. So in that job fair, you are able to actually look at the openings the company has, and then you are able to apply on site. Okay, so those are one of the sites you can use. The third one is actually an app. It's called Zalo. Zalo is what they use in Vietnam. Now you can download Zalo, right? And if you already have some connection, or if you know people, they can put you into groups which usually have people, or like, you know, certain, not really agents, but like HR people from schools who are sourcing teachers. So if you can get that, then yeah, for you. The last one, guys, I know it might be daunting, but it's actually on site. Now, what do I mean by on site is that if you have the money and the means, fly to Vietnam and try to get the job on site, okay? Now, I know that, you know what, not everybody can do it, but if you can, I recommend. So those are the sites, and those are the places you can start looking for a job in Vietnam. Now, let's move on to requirements. What are the requirements to get a teaching job in Vietnam? Let's jump into it. The first one is the CV, guys. Make sure you have an appealing CV, please. In this age, you're still writing your hobbies. Guys. Must I teach you everything? Have an appealing CV, guys. It must be those Canva CVs, one page, okay? That lists like your degree, it lists like, your qualifications, everything. Just try to stick to like qualifications and experience more, okay, than hobbies and things like that. So let me not derail. Number 1 is CV, okay? Number 2 is a passport. Now, you cannot go abroad without a passport, guys. So if you don't have one, get one, okay? Get a passport. Number 3 is a degree. Now, I know some of you guys hate to hear this, but you need a degree. Yes, some schools can take you without one, but like, are you sure you want to go down that path, guys? I'm sorry, but you just need a degree in anything, okay? It doesn't have to be in teaching, but as long as it's a degree, okay? Bachelor's degree, you need that, okay? Another one is you need a TEFL or a TESOL. Now, a TEFL is like teaching English as a foreign language, okay? So it's a certificate that you do online. If you don't know where to do it or you don't know what that is, I do have a video about coming to teach in South Korea, and we give you guys some sites which you can do your TEFL. I'll leave the link in the description for you guys to click, and then you can get more info on that. But you do need a TEFL certificate. Then again, you can do without it, but why not just do it, okay? Number 4 is that you will need a police clearance, okay? Police clearance, guys, which you go to the SAPS for that. Get your fingerprints done, okay? Get your fingerprints done. Take them to Pretoria, okay? And they will generate a what? A certificate for you, okay, that shows that you have not been doing criminal activities in your country, okay, because most places do not hire people who are criminals. So make sure that you are not a criminal, guys. And the last one is an introduction video. Now, please have this in hand. An introduction video is usually less than a minute, where you just talk about yourself, your strengths, your qualification, your experience, okay? So your employer can get to know you and they can see if they should hire you or not. If you don't know how to do an introduction video, I will leave a link in my description of my introduction video, and you guys can get a sense on how to make your own, okay? So those are the requirements, okay, that I needed, guys. Now, how do you process things? Let's get into the process, okay? Now, when you have your documents, you will actually need those documents processed. And I know a lot of us in SA, we don't know about these things. We just think, oh, I have my degree. Oh, so, but no, guys, those documents that are, some of those documents that I've listed, they actually have to get like authenticated, okay? Yes, they have to get authenticated, and then they have to be taken to that country's embassy. That's the only way you can be able to go, okay, and teach in that country. So let me tell you the deeds of that. What you're gonna do is that you're gonna take your PCC, your degree, and your TEFL, okay, to Durko, okay, for the notary. Get those documents notarized, and then you're gonna take them to the Vietnamese embassy and get them authenticated, okay? Some companies really don't care about that, honestly, and some companies are like, okay, you can come and then we'll do it this side, but I would advise you to just do everything in SA so that like you can just look more appealing because you have your life together. Okay, now once you have finished processing your documents, you can start applying, okay? Now, when you start applying, apply to the sites that I've told you about. Do not lose hope, guys. But I have to tell you one thing, Vietnam was the hardest country to get to in my experience. I was just not getting like answers, but do not lose hope, guys. Apply and apply and apply, and hopefully you will land an interview. Now, when you land an interview, what should you do? Okay, now in the interview, guys, you gotta sell yourself. You gotta sell yourself. In the interview, smile. Even though there's nothing funny, but you know, be friendly, be present, be nice, okay? So yeah, usually they have the interview online. You schedule a date and the time. Make sure that that time you are available, you are ready, like you have dressed well, you look good. Make sure that there is actual electricity, okay? Because I know at home we have power outages, so make sure that there is electricity or you have a backup. You know, just present yourself, guys. I had my interview in person, and even in person, guys, you just need to smile, answer the questions they are talking about. Also, just hype yourself up, okay? Like, do not talk about, I like to play netball, no, okay? If they talk about kids, say, oh, I'm great with kids, my experience with this, I was tutoring my niece, and then those kind of things add up, okay? So in the interview, guys, try to nail the head, okay? Just try to nail it on the head, okay? And if you pass your interview, you are good to go. Then you will get an invitation letter. If you don't get an invitation letter, you will get a link which you can go apply for your visa to go or to come to Vietnam. Okay, now when you have that, I feel like you are in waters. And if you did your interview in person, they will tell you, we are taking you. And you're already there, so everything is good, okay? So when you get that link, okay, if they're taking you online and you've gotten that link or the invitation letter, then you have to make sure that all your docs are ready. Make sure that you do the docs prior, guys, to like doing this, because documents take a long time, sometimes 2 months. So hopefully by the time you have done your interview, your documents will be ready. If they're not ready, sometimes they are willing for you to come and you can send your documents, but that will cost you. So it would be good to actually have your documents on hand, okay? And then you can go apply for your work visa, okay? You have to go to the embassy and then apply for your visa to get there. Like if you are in Vietnam and you did the interview in person like me, and you get taken, you might have to do a visa run. A visa run essentially is that, like, if you come in a tourist visa, they cannot convert it for you. You have to exit the country and come back, like, you know, get invited by the company to come back. That's how you can, like, you know, get the working visa. So I had to go to Cambodia and come back. Yeah. If you want more detail on that, please feel free to just DM me and I'll explain that, because I don't want to go on and on and on about something that is not applicable to everyone or won't be applicable to everyone. Let's talk about the deeds now. Is it worth coming to Vietnam? Like, for sure you're asking yourself, should I come to Vietnam? Is it a good idea to come to Vietnam? Well, I'm here to answer that, and I am here to give you the nitty-gritties. I know you guys want to know, what is the salary in Vietnam? How is life like in Vietnam? Okay, and I won't glorify it, guys. I won't glorify it, but I won't like derail it either. I'll just speak on my truth, okay? So, salary. What should you expect, okay, to earn if you get a job in Vietnam, okay? So I have to say that Vietnam is one of those countries that are low paying, but some companies, guys, I rest my case. Not every company is the same. Some companies are paying a lot too, but I'm just going to give you an expectation, okay? This is just an expectation, guys. Don't say, B told me that's, I'm going to throw you guys away if you do that. But anyway, what you should expect is around 38 million to 53 million VND. That is after tax. Okay, so that converted into rand is about 25,000 rands to like 35,000 rands. 35,000 rands is kind of pushing it for a first timer, but you know what? I've heard people getting that money. Not everyone will, but some do. I think it depends on experience, how long you've worked and things like that. And if you work for centers, most centers pay hourly, which means that your rate per month can differ. Okay, next thing is accommodation. Now, some companies do provide accommodation if you come to Vietnam, but some do not. So do not expect that every job you get will give you accommodation. Sometimes you have to pay for your own accommodation. Be ready for that, okay? And what are the working hours in Vietnam? Usually working hours are like 80 to 120 hours per month, but I'm just estimating here, okay? Each company is different, and I think I've been pointing that out. You should know by now. But if you work for public schools, just know that some public schools start at 7:15 a.m. and they finish about like 5, okay? But if you're working for a center, usually they come to the center after like going to school. So it will be like from 5 to 9:30 at night, okay? Or earlier, depending where you work, okay? Now, the class size. What is the class size of students in Vietnam? What is the class size you should expect? Is that in public schools, there are about like 30 to 40 students per class, guys. They usually pack a lot of students in one class. But in centers, I think it's a little bit less because they want to focus on individuals. Another thing is lunch. Some schools do provide you with lunch, so you don't have to spend money on lunch, but some do not. Depends on your company, but I don't think that is like a miss if you don't get lunch as part of your package, guys. It's okay. And then like the support with the documents. I know a lot of you guys want to ask, like, do they pay for your flight? Do they pay for your visa? Do they pay for your TRC? Let me tell you, expect a bare minimum. Like, most do not pay for that. You have to do it on your own. So do have some money ready, for those kind of things. Like, because when you arrive in Vietnam, you have to like translate your documents. You have to apply for your work visa. The company might not cover that, so you might have to cover that on your own. So get ready to do that. But if you can negotiate with your company to actually have them do that for you, Bob's your uncle. But all I'm saying is that do not expect it, okay? Let's go to how is it living in Vietnam? How is it living in Vietnam? Like, is it somewhere you want to go and live? Like, since there's so many countries, what makes Vietnam so different? Why should I choose it? Yeah, like, as I mentioned, even though Vietnam is like a low-paying country, its cost of living is actually pretty low, guys. Vietnam is a very cost-effective country, like, so it's somewhere you can like actually stay and not spend a lot of money on staying there, okay? But I have to admit that Vietnam, guys, like, it's different. It's different from what I've ever seen, and I have worked in South Korea and China, and it's so different from that. Like, it's so crazy. Like, life there is just so crazy. Life is so crazy, guys. There's motorbikes everywhere. There's stores in the pavements. Hey, a lot is going on here. People are shouting, hey, and some places look dingy, like, yo, dogs in the streets. What's going on? But I don't know, like, the more you live there, you just get used to it. And if you are that person who's open-minded, you'll be like, oh, okay, this is actually cool. I want to lie, at first I was like, the ghetto, the ghetto. But the more I stayed there, the more I was like living in the madness. I was like, it is what it is. It be what it be. It's not like too up class, but they have their own like cultural aesthetic, which is just like, yeah, like different from other places. So if you're wanting to just explore those kind of vibes, I think, yeah, it can be a good vibe for you. The locals, they speak Vietnamese, but most of them actually can speak English. Okay, not everybody, please do not quote me. Not everybody, but most of them, they can understand English to a certain extent, especially in the bigger cities. Like, you can talk to them, they talk to you back in English. If they cannot answer in full sentences, they try. You know, the kids too, like, they're very educated, they can try with the English, okay? And especially in the bigger cities, they know foreigners. Like, they don't look at you some type of way, like, you know, they're just used to foreigners. But you should be careful, because they tend to, like, you know, milk foreigners. If they see that you're a foreigner, they think you have money, so they tend to milk foreigners. But I would say Vietnamese people are quite used to foreigners, but it may be an exception if you work like in the outer skirts, of course. If you work in like the outer regions of the city, they'll be looking at you, they'll be staring there, they don't know English, so you might have difficulties there. But in the bigger cities, like, I don't think it's a problem from what I've experienced. And like, they are exposed to like the world, so most of them are interested in, like, you know, Afro beats and all that, and like you can make friends with them very easy, because they are looking to like be friends with foreigners, you know, so they are open to those kind of relationships, you know. So yeah, that is life in Vietnam. That is what you can expect if you come to Vietnam. Yeah, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope I have answered questions that have been going on in your mind. And if you still have more questions, please feel free to comment down below, okay? I will answer your questions as much as possible. And I know you guys are asking yourself, well, B, can you give us the tea? Where were you working? Like, what was your experience? Like, what was going on? Well, stay tuned. I'll have a part 2 for you guys. So I will do a check-in for you guys so you can get into my life in Vietnam. And yeah, I hope that will also help you guys. But for now, I have to love and leave you guys. Bye. Goddamn, say yeah, looks so good tonight. Goddamn, goddamn, goddamn. It's be my love.